Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. On the mound for Detroit is Dan Petry, whose record is 0-2 with a 5.25 ERA. And pitching for the Orioles is Jim Palmer, whose record is 2-0 with a 1.13 ERA. And so, we had a day off yesterday, and we needed it. We have had 3 walk-off wins this year, and then we had it happen to us on the 14th when we gave up 3 runs in the 9th inning, and we couldn't come back from that. So I guess we were due for a rough loss. We have the day off. All the bullpen is rested, which contributed to the loss on the 14th. We were missing a couple of our right-handed pitchers. And so everyone's rested, and we're going to need it today because we are playing the first-place Orioles with Jim Palmer on the mound. And with the day off, I thought about skipping Dan Petry to have like a aces matchup, but I guess we're going to just play it out as is, and then we'll have Morris going tomorrow in the second game of the series. And perhaps he has a better chance of winning tomorrow. This might be one of those sacrificial lamb situations for Dan Petry. We'll talk about him a little bit more in a moment. And as you can see, the bullpen is all available. And Palmer's a righty, so we have our lineup versus righties in there, which is everybody. I did make a couple changes here. I moved Gibby up to the 3rd spot, which is really his natural position in the batting order, and I dropped JT all the way down to 7th because he is having struggles here early in the season. So there we go. Let's go ahead and do the Tigers lineup rundown, and then we got a lot to talk about for Jim Palmer. Some really good information. Okay. So, batting leadoff and playing second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second and at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third and DHing is Kirk Gibson. Batting cleanup and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth and in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting 7th and at first base is Jason Thompson. Batting 8th and at third base is Wayne Gross. And batting 9th in center field is Omar Moreno. Jim Palmer, what can we say? There's a lot to say about this guy. Jim Palmer, he was adopted and his father passed away at age 8, and his mother moved the family to Arizona, where he went to Arizona State University. He was signed as an amateur free agent in 1963 by the Orioles. Of course, the June draft didn't start until 1965. He made his major league debut at age 19. And here is his incredible stats. He's a 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 6-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, 4-time Gold Glover. He won the ERA title twice. 3 times he was the wins leader. In the 1970s, 8 out of the 10 years, he won 20 games. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1990 with 92% of the vote on his first try. And then he attempted a comeback the next year, but did not make the roster. So he is currently a broadcaster for the Orioles network. And he's also probably most famous, other than baseball, for being a jockey underwear model in the 70s and 80s. His nickname is Cakes because he liked to eat pancakes on the day that he started. So a lot of information there. I believe I said Jim Palmer was 2-0 this year, but he's actually 3-0. He has 2 complete games. He's been lights out. He was really solid last year as well, making the All-Star team, which is why he has the All-Star banner on his baseball card. And so here is the defensive lineup in the outfield for the Detroit Tigers. Take a look there, and for the Detroit Tigers, for the Baltimore Orioles. And we'll go ahead and get started here with Sweet Lou leading off against Palmer. He's 7 for 20 with a home run, so he's had some success. And he starts the game off with a ground ball to short. And the play is made by Ken Pape. Next up, here's Trammell, one down. And Trammell goes the other way for a base hit, just onto the outfield grass in right field. So the first hit for Detroit, and that'll bring up Gibby, who has 3 home runs on the year. That's more than he had in his career coming into this game, coming into this season, I should say. And he strikes out swinging, so 2 down. That'll leave it up to Kemp. And Kemp hits a ground ball to third. And Eden makes the play. And that'll do it for the top of the first. So we leave a runner stranded. Go to the bottom of the first. Here is the Orioles lineup rundown. Couple free agent signings new to the team. Batting leadoff and playing third base is Mike Eden. Batting second and DHing is Al Bumbry. Batting third and at first base is Hall of Famer Eddie Murray. Batting cleanup in left field is Jeff Burrows. Batting fifth and in right field is Ken Singleton. Batting sixth and catching is All-Star Glenn Borgman. Batting seventh and in center field is Ron LaFleur, Gold Glove winner in 1980. Batting eighth is Wayne Krinchicki, playing second base. And batting ninth is Ken Pape at short. And on the mound for the Tigers is Dan Petry. Actually not pitched horrible compared to last year. He's got 6 walks and 6 Ks. That's kind of the gauge that I'm going by. He's 0-2, of course. Opponents only batting 167 against him. And he has kept his walks under control, but he's given up big hits. And hopefully today he can keep us in the game long enough for us to maybe pull it out in the end. So Mike Eden leading off the game with the base hit to left field. So Pape's got some decent speed, a little bit above average. We'll see if he's on the move. He is, and oh no, it was a wild pitch. So a base hit and a wild pitch from Petry, moving Eden to second. Runner in scoring position now for Al Bumbry, and Bumbry strikes out. So 1 down. Next up is Eddie Murray, off to a slow start, batting .235 with a couple homers. And Murray strikes out on a pitch way outside. So Petry's on the verge of getting out of this inning, with Jeff Burrows coming up, and Burrows hits a ground ball to Trammell, and that'll do it. So pretty solid first inning for Petry. We go to the top of the second. Lance Parrish leading off. Petry hits it to right field on a line. It's going to be caught by the right fielder Ken Singleton. So with 1 down, here's Gary Hancock. Oh, down here, if you take a look, you can see that the statistics in this box are updated for this year. So you can see what Gary Hancock is doing versus righties here in 1981. So batting .300. And he hits a ground ball to short. That's going to be the second out. And here's JT. Definitely struggling early on, and he walks. We'll take a walk. Walk's as good as a hit against Palmer. So 2 down. Thompson on first for Wayne Gross, our free agent signing in the offseason. And he hits a ground ball to second, and that'll do it for Detroit. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Here's Kenny Singleton leading off the bottom of the second. And he hits it to straightaway center field. That's going to be run down by Moreno. Next up is Glenn Borgman. Borgman off to a really slow start, but he had a really solid 1980 year. He did make the All-Star game. He only batted .236. So he must have struggled down the stretch because he was pretty much unstoppable. In fact, he was batting leadoff in some of the games that we played against Baltimore last year. Here he hits a ground ball to Thompson. And that's going to bring up Ron LaFleur, who is making his debut against Detroit, his former team. And he hits a ground ball to short. And that'll do it. So we go to the top of the third. Omar Moreno, a number 9 hitter, leading off. Moreno is just crushing it with extra base hits. He's got 7 doubles already as he hits a ground ball right back to Palmer. Again, Palmer was a Gold Glove winner 4 times in his career. Sweet Lou hits a ground ball to short. That's 2 down. Next up is Trammell. Trammell gets another base hit. And so he's 2 for 2 on the day. I think now we've got to at least attempt to steal, try to do something more aggressive. As Trammell is successful stealing second base, and now Gibby's got a chance to drive in a run. And Gibby does that. Base hit to right. Will Trammell score? He does. And it's 1-0 Detroit. Gibby has been pretty amazing for his first real opportunity to play every day. And with 2 down and Gibby on first, Kemp's going to pop out to third. And that'll do it. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Detroit. Here's Wayne Krinchicki leading off against Detroit. Krinchicki did play for Detroit very briefly later in his career as he hits a ground ball to Petry, and Petry throws him out. 1 down. Here's Ken Pape batting .321 versus righties, and he gets a base hit to left. So the number 9 hitter is on base. Second hit for the Orioles. 1 down. Here is Mike Eden. And Eden's going to hit a blooper into right field, caught by Hancock. So that's 2 down. And Al Bumbry up next, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And Pape steals second base on Parrish. So below average speed, but now he's in scoring position. We're going to move the outfield in just in case something drops in. And not going to make a difference as Bumbry hits a ground ball to Whitaker, and Whitaker tosses him out. Petry looking really good as we go to the top of the fourth. Lance Parrish leading off. And Parrish is going to pop it straight up right next to second base. And it's going to be caught on the second base side. 1 down. Here's Gary Hancock. Oh, Hancock strikes out. That's the second K for Palmer. I'll leave it up to Thompson. Walked his first time. And here he lines it to right. Singleton makes the catch. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 Detroit. Switch hitter Eddie Murray leading off. Batting .229 versus righties. And Petry walks him. That's only his first walk today. So somewhat remarkable as we made it to the fourth without him walking anybody. So that's going to bring up Burrows. Burrows hits it to short. Is that going to be 2? It is a double play. A couple of slow base runners. And turned that one easily. And then Petry walks Singleton. So 2 walks this inning. Runner on first. Here is Glenn Borgman once again. Borgman hits a ground ball to short. And that'll get him out of the inning. Wow, I'm blown away that we're coming up to the 5th inning here, and Petry's still keeping us in there. First up, Wayne Gross. Hey, ground ball past the first baseman, Eddie Murray. Oh, I thought that was going to be a double, but Gross is slow. So we'll take what we can get. Let's, despite Moreno hitting well, let's go ahead and sack bunt We're going to drop a sack down. Oh, you suck. He pops it straight up. And it's going to be caught by the catcher. Oh, no, actually, it looks like Palmer made the catch. So, that's not a good sign. We're going to hit and run. Let's try to at least get things moving here. Whitaker hits a ground ball to first. The only play is to step on the bag, so Gross goes to second. 2 down for Tram. And Trammell, 2 for 2 on the day, hits a ground ball right back to Palmer. And that'll do it. So we're going to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Detroit still. Ron the floor leading off. I don't know how many people know this. I've been talking about Billy Martin a lot. Billy Martin was the manager of Detroit. He's the guy who convinced Detroit management to sign Ron LaFleur. Ron LaFleur was in jail, and he got out of jail, and someone had told Billy Martin about Ron LaFleur, and Martin gave him a tryout, and he was signed to Detroit. And they actually made a movie about his life, the Ron LaFleur story. I can remember watching it as a kid on television. LaFleur lined out to third, and then Krinchicki steps in and gets a base hit to the left. So 1 down. Ken Pape hits a ground ball to first. That could be 2. Nope, they just get the lead runner, Krinchicki, at second. Pape safe at first. Back to the top of the lineup with Mike Eden. And Eden hits a lazy fly ball to center field. Caught by Moreno, and we're going to the 6th inning. 1 run, 7 hits between the two teams. Gibby leads off the 6th by striking out, 3 Ks for Palmer. Next up, Steve Kemp. Kemp hits a ground ball to second, and Krinchicki tosses him out. That'll leave it up to Big Wheel Lance Parrish. Parrish hits a ground ball to Eddie Murray, and that's it. Going to the bottom of the 6th, Petry only at 67 pitches, but I think we need to keep him on a short leash, as he's already done way more than I expected. Bunbury hits a ground ball to Thompson. There's 1 down. Here's Eddie Murray. Murray strikes out, 3 Ks for Dan Petry. Next up, Jeff Burrows. Oh, Burrows shoots a line drive to right. I thought it was going to fall in or maybe even go out, but it's caught by Hancock. We're going to the 7th. I'm expecting the worst every inning, but we're looking pretty good. Gary Hancock leading off the 7th by walking. I forgot to switch it over to the in-game stats. I'm so excited there. I don't know who the player of the game is. I guess it has to be Petry. Let's hope it remains that way. Runner at first. Oh, man, JT. We're going to let JT swing away. Oh, back-to-back walks for Palmer, who is very close to 100 pitches. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Here's Wayne Gross. He had a base hit in his last at-bat. And he strikes out swinging, 4 Ks for Palmer. And we may as well let Moreno swing away. Doesn't seem to be able to lay a bunt down. Oh, he's going to bloop it into left center field. And it falls in for a hit. Hancock scores from second, and there's no way we are going to try to advance to third with our slowest runner. But that gives us an extra run, so that's something to be excited about. Runners on first and second now. Only 1 down as Whitaker pops it up to short. That's the second out. It's going to leave it up to Tram. And Trammell hits a 3-run jack. Palmer put it right in the love zone. And Trammell hits a 3-run home run. It is 5-0, and I'm liking the way this is going. Gibby comes up, gets a base hit. We are just rallying here with 2 outs. Palmer up to 117 pitches. Well, we got a 5-run lead. I don't think Gibby needs to steal. But we'll take another walk from Palmer. 4 walks, 4 Ks. And Palmer is listed as tired. Runners in first and second for Parrish. Parrish is going to bloop it into left center field. Ooh, it's going to be caught by Burrows. And that's going to do it for the inning. We put 4 on the board. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 5-0. And Petry deserves an opportunity as Ken Singleton steps in and hits a high fly ball in the infield. Whitaker camps under it, and there's an out. 1 down. Glenn Borgman, 2 ends on his first name, 2 ends on his last name. Oh, he gets a base hit to left. And this might be Petry's last batter. Borgman on first, just run the floor. And LaFleur gets a base hit to center. So that will do it for Petry. He's at 81 pitches, and we have a lefty with a bunch of switch hitters coming up. And so we're going to bring in a lefty. And we're going to bring in, oh man, I mean, Schatzi's been our best reliever. And, I mean, we've definitely overpitched him at this point. 7 games, he's 1-0. With a 0.77 ERA. He's pitched 11 innings. 6 Ks. And, wow, lefties are batting .333 against him. So I don't really like the way that looks. But Krinchicki does not have a hit versus lefties. So we're going to play straight away. I don't think we're going to turn 2 on the floor. We'll find out as Krinchicki hits a ground ball to short. Oh, and that is a double play. So that works out better than I expected. And we go to the top of the 8th. Jim Palmer still in the game at 126 pitches. Hancock's going to lead off. And, oh, it's popped up. And the catcher, Borgman, drops it. So that's an error on the catcher. And I think we're going to let Thompson swing away, see if he can't break out of this. Oh, there is his. Is that his 3rd walk today? It is. So he's not getting hits, but he's still getting on base. And they're keeping Palmer in there, who's obviously struggling. Wayne Gross hits a ground ball to second, and they turn 2 on that big tub of goo at third base. So Hancock is on third now. 2 down. We're going to let Omar Moreno swing away. Oh, he's just going to pop it up. Into foul ground on the third base side. That's going to do it. So here we are, bottom of the 8th. And since Schatzi does so well versus righties, and he's going to be turning around these switch hitters, we're going to keep him in there. We're up by 5. Oh boy, he walks the number 9 hitter. So runner on first base for Mike Eden. And Eden hits a ground ball back up the middle. So first and second. Off to a bad start here in the 8th. Bunbury steps in, and a wild pitch moves everybody up. Those runs don't mean anything in theory, so I'm not really too worried about it. Focus on Bunbury. And Bunbury hits a ground ball to short. Eden holds. They get the runner at first, and a run scores. So this will be the last batter that Schatzi will face. Switch hitter Eddie Murray. Then we'll go back to the bullpen. Murray hits a line drive to left, and it's going to be run down by Kemp. That was an important out. Eden does not advance. So we're taking out Schatzi. Gave up a run, but we're still in the game. And we're going to bring in Dave Tobick, who has been bad, but his last outing was good. So maybe he's turned the corner. I guess we're going to find out, because Burrows is 2 for 5 with a home run against him. And Burrows hits a ground ball to third, and that'll do it. So Orioles get on the board. It's 5-1, and they're going to bring in Tim Stoddard, who may be the closer. I guess not. He doesn't have any saves anyway. 4.50 ERA, 6 innings pitched. He's got 5 Ks. Opponent's only batting .208, so pretty solid. Whitaker will lead off the inning. Oh, and they walk him. Tigers have walked a lot this game. We'll take it. Take all the free passes. Runner on first for Trammell. Trammell's got 3 hits today, including that big home run. And he hits a ground ball to short. Trammell is safe at first. So 1 down for Gibby. He's 2 for 4 with a ribby. Base hit up the middle. He's 3 for 5. I think that's how the math works. No, we don't need to do it. We're going to let Kemp swing away. Kemp 0 for 3 on the day. He's got himself a walk. Kemp strikes out swinging. Wow. He's taken an offer on the day. Speaking of offers, here's Parrish. He's 0 for 4. And Parrish hits a ground ball to third. That'll do it. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. We're up 5-1. And we got some righties. So we're going to keep Tobick in there. Singleton hits righties pretty solidly, 294. And Singleton's going to go the other way for a base hit. So runner on first. We've got a couple slow dudes here, though, with Singleton and Borgman. But I guess you can be slow if you're going to get walked. So this is the makings of another photo finish here. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Here's Ron LaFleur. And Tobick walks, the bases loaded. That's going to bring up the tying run. Oh, man. So, again, runner on third doesn't mean anything. Let's turn 2 here if we can. And as before, Krinchicki does not have a base hit versus lefties. Until now, there's a base hit to right. Everybody moves up a bag. And we're going to pull the infield in now. No, we're going to pull the corners in. We'll go home if it's hit to first and third. Otherwise, we have to let this play out. And he walks in another run. And it's like a carousel out there. I mean, I don't know what to do here other than, this is why we have a closer. So, now we're bringing all the infield in for Mike Eden. And he walks him. Nobody out. And the winning run is on second base. Got to pull the infield in one more time. And that'll be the game right there. Base hit to left. And the Orioles walk it off. Wow. I can't even believe it. We couldn't get 1 out in the 9th inning as they almost batted around. That is frustrating. Wow. We needed that win against the first place team, and we didn't get it. So let's take a look at the standings. We're 2.5 back. I mean, it's still early, but that is we definitely have problems with our bullpen, and I'm not really sure what to do about it just yet. We'll take a look at the transactions here. And Stefan Weaver of the Yankees is going to miss 1 start for an injury. And the Dodgers are giving a long-term contract to pitcher Gary Hanna's former Tiger Jim Bibby is going to be out a week, and as a Philly relief pitcher. Let's pull up the box score and get out of here. That was pretty horrible, and I don't really know what to say about it, but I guess that's the way things go. And Underwood's going to take the loss. He's 0-2. Ruins Dan Petry's wonderful start. He's going to get the player of the game. And, the bullpen. Look at that. Our bullpen gives up 5. And Tim Stoddard gets the win. Trammell's got his second home run of the year. And there's nothing much more to say than that. We'll come back tomorrow with Game 2. We had a chance to beat Jim Palmer and then come back with Morris, and we ruined it. But we'll be back tomorrow. Give it another shot. Until then, everyone, have a great night.